Hello, this is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing. We're going to look today at a woman's toxic exposure in just one day. Since the 2024 presidential election, everyone on the news is talking about health and toxins in light of RFK Jr.'s possible nomination to be head of the Department of Health and Human Services. He vows to reduce toxins in foods and in everyday products if he is confirmed. After much research of my own, I know exactly what he's talking about. I never thought I'd find so many toxins at high levels in my body, but when I got the results of my toxicology test after my cancer diagnosis, I was stunned. When our toxic load or toxic bucket becomes too full, it distracts our immune system from working as God intended. Today, I want you to realize how many toxins we are exposed to in an average day by taking you through the possible toxins a woman can be exposed to in just one day. Here we go. After waking, we take a shower or bath with soaps and shampoos containing sodium lauryl sulfate and propylene glycol, and in water that contains fluoride, chlorine, and various other chemicals. We just started off our day on the wrong foot. Then we dry off with a towel that contains polyester or plastic fibers, unless it's 100% cotton, and that towel has been washed in 1,4-dioxane, quaternium-15, and DEA. We then apply a lotion that contains methylparaben, propylparaben, and polyethylene glycol. We use a deodorant containing aluminum chlorhydrate and isopropyl alcohol, among other chemicals. To style our hair, we use a mousse containing alcohol, glycerin dimethyl ether, benzophenone, and copolymer. And this is applied right to our scalp. We apply face creams and anti-aging creams to our face, containing hydroquinone and BHA, among other chemicals. We sculpt our face with a foundation containing polymethyl methylcrylate and finishing powder containing talc. We spray our bodies with cologne or scented perfumes that contain acetone, benzoyl acetate, ethanol, and methylthylene chloride. Whoa! Then we eat a hearty breakfast of dairy products containing antibiotics and BHT hormones or growth hormones given to the cows. And we eat wheat products grown with pesticides. Now, this wheat is often dried with chemical pesticides too, meaning that by the time it gets to us, it's an irritant to our gut. But wait, you might say, isn't wheat a biblical food? Well, it is. But most of our wheat today has been hybridized and is highly pesticided. Of course, we're going to drink coffee that contains, pesticides and herbicides as well. When on the run, we often use plates and cups made from plastic and styrofoam, definitely the most toxic plastic, allowing more chemicals into our bodies, especially if we use a microwave. Never heat plastics in the microwave. After breakfast, we brush our teeth with toothpaste containing triclosan, sodium lauryl sulfate, and fluoride. And fluoride is not good for those with thyroid issues, and that's many people in the United States. If you have hypothyroid or other issues, it's recommended that you not drink tap water with fluoride. If you feel the need to use fluoride in your toothpaste for the health of your teeth, please rinse well and spit it out with the residue. Then we sometimes rinse our mouth with mouthwash containing alcohol, methylparaben, and chlorhexidine. Now, I realize that using an antiseptic mouthwash can be recommended when you feel that you're coming down with a cold, flu, or COVID, or you've been exposed to something like this. But using mouthwash daily is not recommended because it only adds to your toxins and also kills all of the good bacteria in your mouth. So please use sparingly. Before running out the door, we get dressed in clothes that have been washed in chemicals from your washing machine, or if dry cleaned, perchloroethylene, and also treated with formaldehyde to reduce wrinkles. Also can be made with fibers that many times contain plastics and other chemicals. When we perspire, when we're running late, these chemicals can be absorbed through our skin. We finally get to the car, we start it, and we drive to work while breathing gasoline fumes from other cars as well as our own car. Throughout the day, we meet our daily hydration needs, which is great. But by drinking water containing small amounts of chlorine, fluoride, and other chemicals. And many times we drink from plastic containers and bottles containing BPA. It's time for lunch, so we wash our hands before we eat our lunch using an antibacterial soap, which contains benzalkonium chloride and maybe even triclosan. For lunch, we eat a hamburger and fries, the all-American food, containing growth hormones in the meat, additives, and preservatives galore. And we guzzle down a soft drink loaded with a jolt of caffeine, a rush of sugar, and many chemicals which contribute to our body's acidity. After lunch, we reapply our lipstick, which is tainted with lead and polymethyl and polymethacrylate. We light a scented candle with paraffin wax to dispel the odors in our office, but it also gives off benzene and toluene. On the drive home, we will fill up our car with gas, breathing fumes while standing at the pump. Occasionally, we'll spill gas on our shoes and hands and bring the fumes right back into the car. Now and then, we stop at a salon to get our hair colored using treatments loaded, and I mean loaded with chemicals, such as synthetic hair dyes from petroleum or coal tar sources, formaldehyde, and DEA chemical. Any chemical that touches our head is circulated, as I mentioned before, through our blood to all parts of our body. And if it touches our skin, it does the same thing. Now, while waiting for the coloring chemicals to set, we get our nails done with treatments that include huge amounts of toxic chemicals such as phthalates, formaldehyde, and toluene. Nail polish removers generally contain acetone, so just sitting in a nail salon is hazardous to our health. When we finally arrive home from work, we notice ants in the kitchen, so we grab the insecticide and we spray the room with chemicals such as cypermethrin and imipotrin. We microwave a farm-raised salmon dinner loaded with chemicals on a plastic dish. Or we might saute that same farm-raised salmon in our Teflon-coated or aluminum cookware, which also releases chemicals into our food. After dinner, we clean the bathroom. while inhaling toxic chemicals such as benzene and chloroform. When it's finally time for bed, we put on a nightie that has been treated with flame retardant chemicals and fabric softener containing ethanol. We rub anti-aging moisturizer to our face and neck again. Then we apply a soothing ointment to our nose and our lips, an ointment that contains petroleum. After a long day, we climb into our bed and lie between the polyester sheets, which are made from plastic and petroleum, and also contain chemicals with residue from the chemicals they are washed in. This in one day example is my best way of waking us up. In one day, as a woman, we could be exposed to up to 75 chemicals through our nose, our mouth, our skin, and what we eat and drink. My husband often tells me that in the chapter on toxins, when I talk about in one day, it is the most powerful part of my book because you just don't realize how many chemicals we come into contact with until you go through an entire day researching what chemicals are in the products we use daily. I hope this information has been helpful for you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and share it, share it, share it. I intend to do another video showing you how you can go through the same day while lessening chemicals. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, here's to your health and keeping your toxic load low so that your immune system can work as God intended. And may God bless.